In this video, let's talk about what's a better investment. The stock market, the PSE versus Pag-Ibig's MP2 or SSS. Which is better for the long term? If you want to know more, check this video out. Hey guys, I'm Marvin Gurm. I'm a stock market trader and investor, but I don't just invest in the stock market, I invest in other items out there. And if you want to know more about all of this investing, assets, financial freedom, super appreciate it if you could subscribe and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content, because I just have one goal. I just want to see more and more Filipinos know more about investing so that they can actually win and make their money work hard for them. So enjoy the rest of the video. Hey guys, so based on yesterday's vlog, a lot of you guys were asking and a lot of you guys commented you wanted stocks versus MP2 versus SSS. If you want to know more about it, I'm going to try to make a series off of this, but this is just a basic point system and I try to be as objective as possible because you know me, the name of the game is still building a stockpile of assets. If you have SSS, you have Pag-Ibig, then you have stocks, you have three asset classes working hard for you, you have three assets that could give you cash flow also into the future. So for this video, I just categorize this basically for those who want to be long-term investors, meaning you're not someone who's trading the volatility on a regular basis. But I will factor that in also when I do my point system. So what I basically did also, so you know, and so we become as numerical as possible, is I try to create a point system where pitting the three together, the best one per category gets 3 points, then 2 points, then 1 point. Then later on at the end of this video, we will have a total. We will rank everything, and that's who will we award as the winner for all of this. But before I start also, who do you think is a better investment? The stock market, Pag-Ibig, MP2, or SSS? For those who are guessing right here, right now, I will give you, and those who get a correct answer, I will only pick one though. Not everyone who gets the correct answer will get the prize, but the one that gets a correct answer and I pick randomly will be the one who will get this book. It's a book by Tony Robbins. It's one of the, I think it's a very relevant book in terms of investing. The principles are so amazing. So all you have to do is just like and give me your answer. Then I'm going to reward you after. So only one winner, guys. Only one winner. So anyways, let's go into the meat of this action. So the whole context is MP2, stocks, and SSS. So I placed them per category. The first category is in terms of proficiency, meaning when I say proficiency, skill-wise, should you which among these assets would require more skill? Meaning if anyone can get into it, I'll place a higher point into that. If it's harder to come into, I'll put a lesser point into it. Anyways, as you all know, in the stock market, you need to know technical analysis and fundamental analysis to be good. Not to be good, but at least to know what you're getting into. That's why the stock market versus MP2 and SSS, because MP2 and SSS, if you're an employee, it's compulsory, it's mandatory. You have no choice. The company will already deduct a certain amount from you as well as part of your contribution, and the company also will contribute. So whether you like it or not, if you're employed, you have to put. So it doesn't require a lot of competence. It doesn't require a lot of studying for you to do it, because at the end of the day, you have no choice. Then for MP2, I think there has to be some sort of studying still. You still need to know what you're getting into. There's still some variabilities into it, but light studying. So in terms of point system, because everyone that's employed will get SSS, 3 points for SSS, 2 points for Pag-Ibig, and 1 point for the stock market, because you need to still study it. If you guys get the pointing system, comment, I'm getting it. So I proceed to the next slide. Anyways, next one. In terms of taxes, I mentioned this on my previous videos on MP2. By the way, I'm going to put all of my links for MP2 below, so that for those who are watching this for the first time, you get, I think it's around 6 or 7 videos already purely about MP2. But MP2 is tax-free. So meaning if you hold it up until the duration, you don't get to pay taxes. Unlike the stock market, dividends, preferred shares, you get to pay around 10% taxes, which is still better than bonds, which is still better than time deposits. Bonds, time deposits is 20% withholding tax. For preferred shares, it's only 10%. And if you make a trade, there's still a very, very, very small transaction. See, I think it's sales tax that gets chipped off. But it's not so big naman because the total transaction end-to-end, this is already buying, selling. This is PSE fees. This is broker's commission in buying, broker's commission in selling, PSE fees in buying, PSE fees in selling, plus the taxes when you sell. Please remember, the taxes are only when you sell. I think it's around 1.44% already, all of those fees put together. But that being said, I split the points of MP2 and SSS since they're tax-free. SSS 2.5, MP2 also 2.5, and the stock market just 1 point. So, tally it na lang. Let me know who do you think is winning so far. Next one, in terms of risk, the stock market, as you all know already, and for those who are not investing in the stock market, will pretty much say this, in the stock market, you have a potential to lose money, which is true, which is real. So, in terms of risk, I'll put 1 point for the stock market. For MP2, the risk there is basically this. The dividend, since it's not fixed, it's not something that's guaranteed. It will change and it will fluctuate per year. There could be times that it would be 7%. There will be times it will be 3%, depending on how much Pag-Ibig earns that particular year. So, 2 points for Pag-Ibig. For SSS, pretty much, you can already compute it. They have a table to estimate what you could possibly get when you retire. However, what I'll say is basically this. Since it's not so high, you might lose out that money that you could have placed somewhere else would have given you a larger amount of return. So, it goes to show that the greater the risk, the greater the reward, the lesser the risk, the lesser the reward. And that's what you're getting for Pag-Ibig's, for SSS as well. So, I just place it there, opportunity loss. But in terms of risk, the stock market is the highest risk. SSS has the lowest risk. Pag-Ibig MP2 is guaranteed. Your capital is guaranteed. But since the dividends are not fixed on a regular basis, I placed it on second place. So, for 1 for the stock market, 2 for MP2, 3 for SSS. So, this is my partial unofficial tally. Parang elections lang. The stock market right now is currently at 3rd place. MP2 right now is currently at 2nd place with 6.5 points. And, oh, this is wrong. I'm editing it on the go. 1st place is SSS with 8.5 points. Sorry for that. Now, this is as raw as it can be. I tried to make the video as early as possible so I get to upload it. So, stocks, 3 points. MP2, 6.5 points. 1st place is SSS with 8.5 points. Are you learning so far? Is this something giving you as much content as possible? If it is, comment, I'm learning. Anyways, before I proceed, just a very, very quick plug. For those who want to learn more about the stock market, for those who want to learn more how to pick, select, and time stocks, I have these seminars all around the world. The details are down below on how you can sign up for them. But the next batch of sessions are February in Taiwan, March in Manila, April, London, May is Singapore and Doha, Qatar, June is Auckland, New Zealand, July is Sydney, then November we have Dubai and Tokyo. So if you want to sign up, you want to learn from a classroom setting that YouTube is not enough for you, you want to interact, you want to meet a lot of like-minded people also during the training, you want to raise your hands and ask questions during the sessions. So a live training is for you. All of the links of that are down below as well. So this is our partial and official tally. For those who are big fans of basketball, you know me, I watch basketball every day, not play. I'm retired already in terms of playing. But for those who know, Zion Williamson is already back. He's playing. Comment below if you think he's the future of the NBA. So, why am I saying this? First 3 quarters, first game, he did not do so well. He just scored, I think, 5 points, yata 2 points lang. But suddenly, in the 4th quarter, he made a comeback. In 3 minutes, he scored 17 points. 4 out of 4 3-pointers. Amazing. Will the PSE, will the stock market make a comeback like Zion Williamson? Comment below. Let's see what's going to happen next. Anyways, in terms of volatility, volatility is swings. Volatility is movements. And this is my take on it. people are scared about volatility. People take a backseat when they hear volatility. But what I want to share to you is this. For me, volatility is neutral. Why? Volatility that could bring it down, could bring stocks down, is also the same volatility that could bring it up as well. Uh, in terms of MP2 and SSS, you don't get volatility. You place 100,000, it will be 100,000 still, plus the compounding that you get from it. For SSS, it's a fixed amount for life. So I'll make it a draw for all of this. Kasi I don't see the volatility in the stock market as a negative, but some may see it as a negative. But I also see it as a positive because you can earn from all of this as well. So SSS gives you a fixed amount for life. It's negative in a way because it doesn't get any better. That's it already. If you're getting 18,000, it's 18,000 already. There's no potential for it to get bigger. Pag-Ibig dividends, it's capped, it's limited. The amount for you to earn is basically dependent on the people taking out the loans. So more people taking out loans, but it won't be super big because that's the specific market, not unless you see a large amount of people taking out loans already. But I think it will be capped to a certain level. You won't see 100% swings, 100% earnings per year for Pag-Ibig. Anyways, in terms of earnings, now this is where it becomes interesting. In earnings, the stock market will massively crush all of the other asset classes. It will crush MP2, it will crush SSS for the long term. I'm not talking about 1 year down market because of the trade war. I'm not talking about 1 year down market because of what's happening in internal politics in a certain country. I'm talking about long-term swings. I'm even talking about index funds. Index funds over a stretched period of time will outperform at different asset classes. Ayala Land will outperform different asset classes as well. So massively, this factors in already the risk that I told you. Of course, you all know the stock market can make you a lot of money, but it can also have certain risks attached to it. But if we're talking about earnings, stock market will beat MP2 and SSS hands down. Jollibee, Ayala Land, SM Prime will beat them hands down. Globe, URC, the performance of those stocks will beat them over the long term. The index fund alone will beat them over the long term. If you want to know more about index funds, I have so many videos about it. Just search index funds. But index funds are amazing long-term investments for people who are busy like you guys. So anyways, 3 points for stocks, 2 points for MP2 because you have the ability still to compound dividends over a stretched period of time and reinvest them. SSS will get the lowest because you just get fixed amount of earnings for life already. Anyways, liquidity. Liquidity is defined by if I need the money, I can take it out anytime. If I need the money, boom, in 1 second, I can take it out. This is where the stock market wins. Zion Williamson style. Again, why? Because if you buy a stock, you can sell it in 1 minute. You can sell within the day. That's how liquid it is. You can get it. MP2 though, you have to wait for 5 years. You can only take out the money after 5 years. The stock market, you can take it anytime. For SSS, the only time you get to benefit from it is when you retire, when you're 60, when you stop working, when that kicks in. Or even if you retire at 53, SSS will only kick in when you're 60 years old. So that's what I'm saying. Point system, stock market 3, MP2 2, SSS 1. So now you're seeing the pros and cons of it. The ones that have greater risk, have greater reward, greater liquidity. But doesn't stop there. Comment if you want more. Comment if you want more criteria. Anyways, flexibility. What do I mean by flexibility? If you buy SSS, or if you're invested in SSS, or if you're contributing to SSS, that's it. You're limited to that. Wherever SSS puts the money, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it anymore. That being said, I'm putting SSS with 1 point for this. MP2, same thing. You are stuck. However, there's still growth. Why? As what I've mentioned earlier, if there's a lot of people taking out loans, if there's a lot of people who want to buy houses, then probably the dividends that you will be getting is more, but you're stuck to it as well. But here's the difference naman for MP2. Because it's voluntary, if you think it's not working for you, you can opt to stop. You can opt not to give anymore. If you think it's working for you and there's a big housing boom and people are loaning a lot of money, then you can put in more, you can put in more, you can put in more. But if you think it's not doing so well, you can stop your allocation. You don't have to put in on a regular basis. So that's what I like about it. I think it's more flexible versus SSS. That's why MP2 2 points, SSS 1 point. the best. Stock market still as the most flexible. Why? If you think URC is not working for you, you can buy Cebu Pacific. If you think Ayala Corp, Ayala Land is not working for you, you can buy SM Prime. You can easily, its liquidity allows it to become flexible. It allows you to pivot and transfer. If you do not want growth stocks, you can transfer to high dividend paying stocks. If you don't want zooming stocks, you can buy the stocks that have cheap valuations and then just wait for them to go up as well. The choice is yours. The ability to make money is yours. The sky is the limit if you know what you're doing in the market. Next, what's the best for long term? I really believe it's still the stock market. All of this will work for the long term, especially MP2 because it's tax free, because it's compounding interest, because it's you putting in money and you get dividends over the long period of time. But if you're talking about 10, 15, 20 years, the stock market hands down will beat them just by the dividends and capital appreciation alone. You have the ability to make more for you. So point system, which is best for the long term? Stock market. 2 points for MP2 because, again, compounding interest, SSS, low rate of return, you just get a specific amount on a monthly basis. And here's the pitfall. Now, I've made a video about SSS yesterday. You can reference that. If you die earlier, your ROI for SSS won't be as big as compared to someone who retires at 60, then lives up until 100 years old. Yun naman lamang ng SSS. If you live long enough, your ROI will be very, 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 very high. If you live until 120, sulit, you have 60 years of SSS paying you as well. Anyways, ito naman yung pitfall pala, no? If I'm not sure about this, I'll research more on this. What if you die before 60? What happens to your SSS? Does your family get a certain contribution from it? Comment below for those who know. I'm not too knowledgeable on that particular facet yet, but if you want to know more about it, I'll just make a video off of it as well. Next one, in terms of method of earning, I'll put the stock market as 3 points. Then MP2 and SSS tied, because for MP2 and SSS, you just get one way for you to earn. In the stock market, 2 ways. You have dividends, rental income, meaning as long as the stock is earning, the company is making good money, you get a portion of that earnings, and that's what MP2 is giving you as well. But here's what makes it amazing. The stock market has capital appreciation. It's not that just it's giving you dividends on a year in, year out basis, especially if you know the company that you're buying. But leave it for 20 years if the company is good, growing, and has a lot of stories around it and has a lot of dividends. The stock price will also grow. So you have capital appreciation and dividends. That's why I'm putting stocks 3 points, MP2 2 points, and SSS with just 1.5 points. I'm putting MP2 and SSS with the same footing at 1.5 points each. Next, can beat inflation. Stocks definitely over the long term, and this is not a matter of opinion. This is a matter of looking back at history. Stocks ultimately will beat inflation. MP2 in some years will beat inflation if interest rates are low, inflation is low, and the dividend yield is high for that year. SSS most likely won't beat inflation over the long term. So stocks 3, MP2 2, SSS 1. So that's it. We've highlighted everything from proficiency, how good you are, taxes, risk, and the amount of risk that's put. Then we also have volatility, we have earnings, we have liquidity, we have flexibility, we have what's the best for the long term, the method of earning as well, and can it beat inflation? Who do you think won? I want you to put your comment below. The one who places the answer and probably places an explanation about it, again, will win this book by Tony Robbins, a very, very good book on investing. And just a very, very quick plug for those who want to learn online, you want to continue not just on YouTube, you want to learn the stock market on a Tagalog format. I have this online course with Chinkitan. The link is down below. You can just look Tagalog online course for those that want to learn paano nga ba ang stock market, hindi ba siya mahirap maintindihan. That's what we're gonna talk about there. I'm with Chinkitan there. And for those who want to learn about business, investing, and the stock market, look at the course below, Make Money, Grow Money. If you're an OFW, these courses are custom fit and made for you with one goal in mind, to teach you that you can make money, that you can learn even if you're not in the Philippines. And these are for people who cannot join me in my live training events. So here we go. Who won? What's the ultimate tally? Boom! The stock market, 23 points. MP2, 20 points. SSS, 17 points. So please remember, if you notice it, there's no such thing as a perfect investment. All of these investments have their own pros and cons. All of these investments have their own risks attached to it. But at the end of the day, you're putting them in a point system method just by this criteria. I'm putting the stock market first, MP2 second, and SSS third. If you want to have all of these investments, by all means, do so. There's nothing wrong with it. The more assets you have, the better. But pitting them side to side, the stock market wins based on the criteria that we have. So I hope you guys got a lot of this. If you want a more in-depth discussion with this, or if you want stocks versus mutual funds versus UITF, we're gonna do it. Or if you want, we're gonna pit different companies also together. I'm gonna do that as well. Just comment them below, put them in the comment section, and then let me know what videos you want me to do next, because I'm gonna do it. I'm having fun, no? For me, YouTube has been so challenging because, alam mo yun, it's not easy to make videos, to think about different ideas, to think about different topics, to talk to you about, to share to you guys. It's not easy, but it's I don't know, I just love it, and I just love communicating and sharing these ideas to you. And at the end of the day, I made videos, so many videos about this, why I do this. I just want you guys to win. So again, if you guys got so much content from all of this, if this gave you so much value, would super appreciate it if you could subscribe, and if you could hit the bell, if you could like, if you could leave a comment, because it helps the algorithm so much. It allows these are things not talked about in the Philippines. People don't talk about stocks, people don't talk about SSS, people don't talk about MP2. It's not something that's talked about, but if you like it, if you comment it, YouTube will know that, hey, people are now starting to like it, and it will push it to more people. So super appreciated if you could do that for me. And I guess that's it. Marvin Germo, comment whatever topics you want me to create, and I'm gonna do it for you guys as well. I really hope that this video helps you massively, that 2020 will be your best investing year yet, that this videos become a turning point for some of you, that if you're not saving yet, I hope my videos help you to save. If you're not investing yet, I hope my videos will tell you, hey, it's not as hard pala. Investing is not as hard as what most people think it is. And I hope that it gives you insight that you can actually win, that Filipinos are destined to do something great, that we're not just people just waiting for things to happen. The reason why I keep doing this channel, I started with, I don't know, less than 2,000 subscribers, and we're now at 80,000 plus. I want to show, I'm not even a YouTuber, but I want to show that if I can do this from zero, I can grow this channel big. You can also start and do something, whatever it is, even if it's not your expertise, you can do something and make it also big, because you are destined to do something great. You are destined to win. You are destined to go beyond what people expect you to do. Again, and I'll say this over and over, never let the crowd define who you are. Never let the people around you define what you can't do, because you can do so much. The only limit on what you can do is yourself. So don't listen to those doubters. Don't listen to those haters. Don't listen to what people say around you. Don't listen to family, relatives that don't believe in you. God believes in you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have to believe that you have something in you that will cause you to do things that people have never done before. And guess what? People, I'll say this, people who say you can't do it, it's because they can't do it themselves, and what you're doing is revolutionary. What you're doing maybe is different. What you're doing, maybe some of them think it can't be done, but guess what? When you do it, that's when people say it can be done. A lot of the things that we see right now, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, people said those things were impossible. But it took just one person, two persons, three people, four people, five people, not listening to the norm and doing it. It's time that Filipinos believe that they can be financially free, that you can be financially free, not at 60, not at 50, not at 40, but you decide when. That's why you can put everything from the numbers, because financial freedom is not by age. Financial freedom is not by background. Financial freedom is by choice. It's something that you pursue. It's not easy, because if it was easy, then everyone would be financially free. But if you do it, you pursue it, you do what the 90% of the population wouldn't do, you will live like what the 90% also doesn't experience as well. I extended, we're at 24 minutes. If you are at the 24-minute mark, comment below. I'm in the 24-minute mark. I want to know if you guys stay. This is a very, very long video. Naging inspirational video muna, but I hope you guys got something from this, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.